Good morning, dear colleagues. Welcome to online lesson. My name is Shakirova. I am a teacher of English in Nazarbayev Intellectual School of Chemistry and Biology in Pavlodar. I'm going to present you a lesson on topic virtual worlds. So, let's start our lesson. Good morning, dear students. How are you today? Well, I'm well too. Thank you. Let's continue with our lesson. First of all, I would like you to watch the video and try to get the topic of the lesson.
Walking around in a new land, exploring every little block. I want to build something really grand, using tons of wood and rocks. I was told that I am out of my mind just because I had a dream. But I know I can build 'cause I'm part of mankind. My house will be supreme. I'll build it up and make a city. To the mobs I won't have pity. All this time I was minding by myself, and I never built under the sky. I tried creating a house all alone, but the people put me down. I'll be laughing when I'm sitting on my throne, sitting with my royal crown. Now they wish they helped me with my town, because I rule all the land. They are the ones that put me down. Look who's got the commands. I'll build it up and make a city. To the mobs I won't have pity. All this time I was minding by myself, and I never built under the sky.
Okay. Yes, you are right. Today we are going to talk about a virtual world and you are going to create your own fantasy country. So tell me, what is a virtual world? Yes, you're right. A virtual world is a computer-based simulated environment intended for its users to inhabit and interact via avatars. Let's go background of the virtual worlds. There are three types of virtual worlds. They are online games, simulation of environment, and network of people. The most popular online role-playing game is World of Warcraft, which takes place in a virtual world, but there are also more realistic virtual worlds which don't focus on gaming. They can be used as effective real life. There are four types of them: communication, social media, education, and business. We can call overall all these types as living a second life. What is a second life? Yes, you are completely right. The second life is a 3D virtual world created by its inhabitants. Look at these four pictures, which we have discussed before, four types of the second life. So we can use these types in different ways. For example, if to take communication tools, here we can use body language, gesture, and avatar appearance. What about social media? Here we can use different TV channels or different news sites. The next one is business. Here we can use any journals, magazines, where we can sell any virtual goods or we can buy any virtual products. And the last type of the social media is education. Here we can take part in different educational events. It can be conference or seminars. So let's introduce with the learning objectives of the lesson. You should explain and justify your own point of view on the virtual world. The second is you should understand the specific information in reading task. And the third one is you should use appropriate vocabulary to talk about a virtual world. Let's go to understand the content of the lesson. In this lesson, you are going to do 4 types of the work. The first one is you should talk about the photos and avatars. Here you are going to read 2 texts and you are going to discuss issues from the text. And the last task is you are going to invent a description of the real life person. The second task is you are going to explain the meaning of the word government. Then here you are going to read an article about a country. You are going to match the questions with their paragraphs, and the last task you are going to mark the statements true or false. If the statement is false, you are going to correct the statement. And the third task, you are going to have a debate. Here you will have 2 teams, for and against, and 2 judges who will assess you by the criteria. And the last task, you are going to present your project work. Here you are going to create your own fantasy country using the criteria and using the some sources. And the last task, you will reflect on the lesson. The success criteria of the lesson. Today at the lesson, you are going to justify answers through the text. You are going to write a description of the real life person. You are going to speculate ideas clearly and support with strong evidence. And the next one, you are going to read the article and start to create your fantasy country. Okay, let's start with the first task. There are given 4 pictures of avatars, which are given with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 photographs, which are given with letters A, B, C, D. Your task is to match these 4 pictures of avatars with the 4 photographs. You will have 3 minutes to think about the matching and discuss with your partners, and then tell me your ideas. Okay, tell me your ideas. Yes, you might be right, but now you will find the answer for these ideas. So there are given 2 texts. You should read each text and find 2 people in the photos, which are given with letters A, B, C, D. Photos which might have been described in these texts. So let's start with the first text. I work in a designer clothes shop. In my real life, after a long day on my feet, there is nothing more relaxing than going into Second Life. It's pure escapism for me. When I created my avatar, I created a fantasy character who looked nothing like me. I almost chose a male avatar, but in the end decided on this one. I spent a lot of time making her look beautiful. I'm going to fancy dress party this weekend and I'm going to dress as my avatar. Some people may find that weird to overlap real life and Second Life, but I think it's natural. Okay, tell me your ideas. Which avatar from the photos you think that's the right answer? Thank you. You're right. It will be the answer number B. It's a woman. Let's discuss the next text, number 2. In real life, I'm the editor of technology magazine called The Techie News, and now I carry out a lot of business in Second Life. I created my avatar to look like me, so that when I meet clients both in Second Life and real life, they can recognize me. Also, I like to think that I'm slightly better looking. Second Life has opened up so many opportunities for our business. Techie News has built its own island there, and it's now our main platform for advertising. Apart from working in Second Life, I'm also studying. I'm learning Japanese in a school there too. Think about the answer and tell me your answer, please. Okay, let's check your answer. Yes, it will be the letter A. This is a man. Thank you. Let's do the next task. You should discuss the following questions in the text. The first question. Do you think virtual worlds are a good form of escapism? Yes, Madi, please.
Meditation and reading books are a very good form of escapism because since doing them you can relax and develop yourself. So if we talk about virtual world, I think it's the bad form of escapism because when we spend our precious time to not important thing, we rather engage in introspection or meaningful social communication. We occupy our time to TV, social networks, games, and so on. I think that games and virtual world reinforce our unwillingness to accept the reality, and I think that we're responsible to decisions that we make and the actions that we take. So when we play games, we absolve from our responsible, and it's wrong, I think.
Thank you, Madi. You're fully right. Let's discuss the next question. Is Second Life a good place to do business or to learn a language? Yes, Dana, please.
Sometimes it feels like first life is not good enough, and day by day the world is becoming more and more interconnected. Advancements in technology gives us a lot of opportunity, and we are seeing the world become smaller and countries more dependent on each other. For these reasons, it is imperative to learn to work and communicate with people from different backgrounds. So more and more, different countries are become dependent to importing goods from overseas locations, and instead of staying with domestic producers and communicating with another suppliers, partners, and customers will truly help the business to grow its full potential and open the doors for markets that might otherwise remain out of reach. And I think that it's very important to work with virtual worlds and do business in Second Life, because it saves a lot of time and a lot of money, and gives people a lot of opportunity to know about some brands and to get some information. And another thing that we can do in virtual worlds is to learn some languages, because there is a lot of sites and videos about grammar skills and other things that you can use to elevate your mind.
Thank you, Dana. You're absolutely right. Let's continue with the third task. Now you will have writing task, and your task is to invent a description of the real life person for your favorite avatar. You will have 3 minutes to write down into your notebooks and tell me your ideas. You can do this task individually. Okay, let's listen to your ball.
For my avatar, I chose picture of astronaut because from childhood I was dreamed to be a pilot or astronaut, and I won't feel weightlessness in space. And then hero of my life was Yuri Gagarin, first astronaut, and so he inspired me to fly, and then I respect him.
Thank you, Yerbol. That was interesting description of your real life person. Okay, let's go on. Now we have discussed about the people, about avatars, and now your task is to explain the meaning of the word government. How do you understand the word government? Your task is, in your small groups, you're going to present a mind map. And you should answer for these questions. Where is it? What is it? Why do we have one? Who is it? You will have 3 minutes in your small groups. You should write down your answers. After, you should present your answers. Okay, let's listen to Damir.
What do we imagine when we hear the word government? In our mind may appear the words like economics, politics, congress, and improvement. And let's give the particular definition for this word. It's the group of people who control and make decision for a country or city. Who is it? There are a lot of organs that include in government. I chose one government in USA, and this government names Cabinet of Barack Obama. There are main officers or governments like Vice President, Secretary of the State, Secretary of the Treasury, Secretary of the Defense. And where is it located? Governments work in the special buildings. Usually it's located in capital of the particular country. For example, in the USA, federal government located in Washington, specially built to accommodate the higher organs of state power. And the last one is why do we have one? The main purpose of the government is to establish justice, to form a more perfect timing, to ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense. And also, in generally, governments play a big role in our world.
Thank you, Damir. You could answer very well. Okay, let's go on. Now you will have a reading task, but before the reading task, let's do pre-reading task. You're going to match some new words with their definitions. So there are given with number the words, and there are given with letters definitions. In your small groups, you can match words with their definitions. You will have 2 minutes. Okay, let's check your answers, please. Number 1, purchase. Yes, you're right, it will be to buy. Number 2, currency. It means the money that is used in a particular country at a particular time. Number 3, constitution. It means the system of fundamental principles according to which nation, state, corporation, or the like is governed. Number 4, mugging. It means an assault or threat of violence upon a person, especially with intent to rob. Number 5, democracy. It means a state of society characterized by formal equality of rights and privileges. And some more new words you can match with in your small groups for 1 minute. Okay, let's check your answers. So number 6, it will be interest rates. The answer is a percentage that a bank gets from you when you borrow money. Number 7, cash card. Cash card, it means a special plastic card that you can use to take money out of bank. Number 8, to take out a loan. It means to borrow a sum of money, often from a bank, that has to be paid back. And the last one, earn a living. It means to do a job to make money to buy the things you need in your life. Okay, before the reading task, let's discuss this question in open class. What do you need to do if you wanted to start your own country? Tell me your ideas. Yes, you're completely right, and now you can find your answers in this text. You can skim this text for 1 minute. Okay? Yes, you're right. Instead of to create your own country, so you should make a plan. You should create your national flag. you should give name to your country, or you should define territory of your country. And also you can establish your financial priorities. You're right. Thank you for your answers. Okay, the next task, let's do 2 tasks according to this text. The first one is, there are given 8 questions, and your task is to match these questions with the paragraphs in the text. But there are 1 question is extra. You can do this task in pairs for 3 minutes. Okay, let's check your answers, please. Number 1. So, what is the future for Lovely? The answer, yes, you're right. The answer is paragraph 7. Number 2. How did Lovely get its name? The answer is paragraph 6. Number 3. Who did he visit to find out about making laws for his country? The answer is paragraph 3. Number 4. What did he have to do to set up the country? Yes, you're right. The answer is paragraph 2. Number 5. How do you apply to be a citizen? You're completely right. This question didn't use in the text. Number 6. What about money in Lovely? Yes, you're right. The answer is paragraph 4. Next, how did it all start? Yes, the answer number 1. And the last one, number 8. Did he encounter any problems along the way? And your answer is paragraph 5. Well done. And let's do the last task according to this text. Now, you should read the text again and mark the statements, true or false. If the statement is false, you should correct the statement. You can do this task individually for 2 minutes. Okay, let's check your answers, please. Number 1. Lovely is based in Danny's home. It means true. Number 2. The independent occupational unit is not really a very serious currency. It means true. Number 3. Lovely has been officially recognized by the United Nations. Yes, you're right. It will be false. And the correct answer? It was turned down due to lack of independent territory. Number 4. Danny made the final decision on the naming of his country. Yes, the answer is false. And the correct answer? He led his people to vote. Yes, you're right. And number 5. Danny might not always be able to devote a lot of time to running Lovely. It means true. Thank you very much. You have done this task very well, without any mistakes. Good. Let's continue. Now, you are going to have the third task, which we have mentioned before. Now you are going to have debate. You will have 2 teams, affirmative team and negative team. We can call as a pro and con. In each team there are 3 students, and 2 students, they will be as a judge. Yeah. So let's introduce with the criterion of the debate. There are given 4 criteria and 4 points. The highest point is 4 number, and the lowest point is number 1. Let's discuss the criteria. Number 1, organization and clarity. Here, if you will complete clear organization, you can get the highest point. Mostly clear, clear in some parts, and unclear. The second one, use of arguments. Very strong arguments, good arguments, some decent arguments, few or no real arguments. Number 3, reverse your argument. Excellent evidence, good evidence, decent evidence, and poor evidence. And the last one, presentation style. Here you can use tone of voice, clarity of expression. And if you have used all style of features, you can get the highest point, number 4. And most style features, it means number 3. Few style features, you can get number 2. And the last one, non-style features, you can get number 1. Okay, I can give you the topic of the debate. Resolved that people of the future will have incredible powers like superheroes. You will have 10 minutes to prepare for your arguments. Okay, are you ready? Let's listen to students.
Now there are a lot of films about superheroes. They are very popular and people like to watch them. People want to be like superheroes. They want to have incredible powers. At the moment it's impossible, but we think that in the future it will be possible because nowadays many types of technology are developing. Day by day new kind of technology is created. Exactly, it can help people to have incredible powers like superheroes in the future.
Our group thinks that in the future people will have incredible powers, almost like superheroes, and the things that can give us incredible powers is, for example, exoskeleton. Exoskeleton have properties like invisible, pick up heavy things that simple man can't bring up, and this suit give power. With that we can jump to enormous heights, and the armor of this suit is strong and bulletproof. Also, one thing that give us incredible powers is the electrical wire that connect to head of human. Computer reads the nervous impulse and give pictures that show the idea of man. Also, experiment of scientists with genetic combination maybe give us incredible powers.
I think that there are two types of superheroes. Superheroes that have got own incredible powers by a genetic modification, and superheroes that don't have incredible power but have suits that made them that gives them incredible powers. And of course, real for us it's having suits, for example, as said Madi, exoskeleton, and we think that it's possible that in the future we can be superhero, because as said Ahmaral, today's technologies are developing, and technology in the present better than was in the past, and of course people will try people will try to achieve the perfection in the development of technologies. I think that it's possible to be a superhero.
They might be right, but we have some arguments. And firstly, a superhero is people, mutants, or even monsters that which have incredible powers, like pick up mountain, run faster than light, run faster than light speed, or fly in the sky. But in the future, we think that people will have any incredible powers like superheroes, because from the with the appearance of intelligent human past about 3 million years, but differences between present-day people and people that live in, for example, middle age only in level of technology development, and these technologies only facilitate our lives, but not make us, didn't make us superheroes, and we haven't in human powers, and then in the future we think that people will have better technologies, but not they won't be superheroes.
A lot of time ago, even before our era, people hadn't any abilities, and people hadn't any abilities, and there are not any differences between our abilities and ancients. And it's all explained by biological rules, because in new people appearing, important role played by genes of ancestor, and so new people can not differ from previous. And on this we can safely say that future people will not have any super abilities.
The opinion of the first group may be right, but our group will disagree with this statement, because we can't pass through walls because of crystallic cells of solids, and we can't fly because our body structure is a bit different from birds, and we breathe with oxygen, and there is no oxygen in the higher layers of atmosphere, and there is a very high pressure, and all processes in our organism will stop in there, and according for these arguments, our group disagree with the statement, because we don't think that even future or people of the future will have incredible powers like superheroes.
Criteria, I would like to say that affirmative team gave a lot of good information like exoskills and technologies and other. They used very strong arguments against negative team. Their speech was very understandable.
I assessed the negative team, so I can say that their presentation was completely clear and showed in order way. Also, many arguments given with minor problems. In conclusion, we would like to say that most style features were used convincingly. The total score of negative team is 14.
The total score of affirmative team 14 points.
Two teams were equal, so there is a draw.
Thank you very much. It was interesting to listen to your arguments. I hope that these arguments will help you in your future. Okay, let's continue with the tasks. You have the last task, and the last task will be about project work. Now, your task is to create your own fantasy country. There are given 3 criteria, and you should follow by these criteria. The first one, you should make your plan. You should give the name for your country. You should create your national flag, and or you can include the anthem. Number 2, you should define the territory of your country. And then number 3, here you should establish financial priorities in your country. Okay, I will give you some sources which can help you to create your country. They are Bilula. Here you can use very high buildings. So the next one, SketchUp. Here you can use any graphs, lines, or you can define the territory of your country. And the last one, 3D site. Here you can use any avatars. Okay, now you will have 20 minutes to create your fantasy country in your small groups, and you can present your project. You can use laptops. Are you ready? Okay, let's watch your fantasy country.
Nowadays, so many things have changed. I can feel the cold. Don't be blind and start to realize you're just a moving soul in the virtual world. Children hypnotized in front of a TV, playing only just with best friend TFT. People surfing.
Thank you very much. It was interesting to watch your project work. Even you could use nowadays buildings. You could use very modern country, and you use even on them. It was interesting. Thank you. Let's continue, and now you can write down the home task of the for the next lesson. It will be the first home task. You should write down an essay about the advantages and disadvantages of virtual worlds. You can contain 150 words. And the next one, you should learn the new words which you have learned during this lesson. Okay, and reflect our lesson. There are given stairs, so in each stage there are given tasks which you have done during this lesson. Task number one, we have discussed about the avatars. Task number 2, we have discussed about country. And now task number 3, you prepared your arguments, you gave a debate. And the last task, you created your own country. So you should show me where are you standing. If you are standing on task 4, it means you have done very well in this lesson. And if you are standing in the middle, it means you should work out on task 3 and on task 4. So tell me, where are you? Well done! All students are standing on the top of the stairs. So you have done very well tasks. Thank you very much. Okay, that's the end of the lesson. See you soon. Goodbye.